What you should know about teen drug users. Teenage drug users can be found in all walks of life. Drugs used for recreational purposes range from marijuana to Xanax. Prescription drugs are also common among teenagers. Methamphetamines are especially addictive and dangerous. Here's what you should know about teen drug users to protect your family from drug-related deaths. In addition to these three types of drugs, teenagers can also use prescription medications, such as Xanax. Xanax. The long-term consequences of Xanax abuse are significant. Even though human brains develop fully only until age 25, Xanax addiction alters brain chemistry and can have lasting consequences. Addiction to Xanax can keep a teen from reaching their full potential in the future. If you suspect your teen of drug use, look for signs like trouble at school, isolation, and sudden changes in hygienic care. Many teenagers experience anxiety as a part of growing up. They want to do well in school, gain acceptance from their peers, and feel important to their families. Xanax is a fast-acting euphoriant that relieves anxiety and panic. Within 10 minutes of taking a dose, the teen will feel relaxed and happy. However, the euphoria that Xanax provides is temporary. Teen drug users are often paired with opioids to become more physically dependent on the drugs. Xanax is highly addictive and should never be mixed with alcohol or other sedatives. As a central nervous system depressant, Xanax can stack with other drugs and make an addict more dependent on it. It is important to seek treatment as soon as possible for Xanax addiction. Inpatient treatment includes medically managed residential care and 16 hours of counseling. For teenagers with serious addiction to alcohol and Xanax, treatment is highly recommended. Xanax use by teenagers is a growing problem in Los Angeles. As a legal and widely available drug, Xanax can be beneficial in relieving a teen's anxiety and depression. However, there are severe consequences of addiction and dependence on Xanax. Parents should not allow their teens to become addicted to Xanax. Aside from causing physical dependence, it can lead to a coma or death. Xanax is a short-acting benzo that can build up a tolerance very quickly. Often, users start with a low dose of the drug and gradually increase the dosage to reach the desired calming effects. Eventually, these highs will become habit-forming, and the individual will need higher dosages to maintain the same level of mental health. The withdrawal symptoms are often severe and last for weeks or months. Marijuana. The connection between marijuana and teen drug use is not straightforward. Teens often turn to marijuana because they have no other options when other methods fail to ease their distress, and they see the drug as the only solution to their problems. The stigma surrounding marijuana and its medical benefits is often accompanied by a public debate. In fact, a growing body of research points to the potential therapeutic value of marijuana, which is widely used to treat a range of adult medical conditions and symptoms. While there is a strong link between marijuana use and attitudes about drug risks, the relationship between legalization of marijuana and the increased usage among teens is not clear. This could be due to societal changes and shifting attitudes. Teens who are exposed to a new culture may be more open to experimenting with drugs, and they may also be influenced by peer pressure. Marijuana and teen drug users: what's the connection between legalization and risk-taking? A study of more than 50,000 US teens from 2 decades ago found that it was nearly half as common as other drugs. Research shows that teen marijuana users are more likely to drop out of school and get poor grades. Dropping out of school carries a host of consequences, including greater poverty and lower earning potential. Addiction to marijuana also negatively affects in-school behavior. Research shows that male teens are more likely to experience problems in school than female teens. Teen marijuana users may have increased risks of cardiovascular disease, testicular cancer, and psychiatric illness. There are many options for treatment for marijuana addiction among teens. Teen drug rehab specialists offer inpatient and outpatient treatment. These professionals do a thorough assessment and create an individualized treatment plan for each patient. Treatment may include individual therapy, family therapy, and aftercare planning. Depending on the severity of the problem, it may involve group, family, or individual therapy. A holistic approach to marijuana treatment can lead to lasting results. Prescription drugs. Prescription drugs for teens can have serious consequences for young people. They are a popular way to cope with boredom, but they can also lead to dangerous consequences. Teenagers may not understand the negative effects of prescription drugs, or they may use them for reasons other than their intended purpose. Parents should talk to their child about prescription medications and the risks associated with misuse. In addition, it is important to remind them of the potential legal ramifications of using these drugs without a doctor's permission. Whenever possible, it is best to secure a prescription from a family physician and dispose of unused medications safely. Lastly, parents should monitor their child's online activities, such as social networking sites and online gaming. If a teen has a mental health issue, they should be treated for it. Prescription drugs are also a common target for misuse by teenagers. Parents can help prevent this by explaining the dangers of using these drugs and the risks of sharing them with others. Teenagers should not be allowed to take their own prescription drugs, and parents should never allow them to share medications. Parents should make it clear to teens that they should not share their medication with friends or classmates. As with any medication, parents should monitor their children's drug use. Keeping track of pill counts can help parents spot potential drug abuse. Pain medications, such as Tylenol and Advil, should be taken as prescribed by a medical professional. Even some OTC drugs, such as dextromethorphan and dimenhydrinate, may be abused by teenagers. Parents should also make sure their children do not take any prescription drug for longer than necessary. In addition to parents, grandparents can also provide prescription drugs for teens. It is important to consider the source of these drugs when buying them for teens. Many teenagers have been known to take prescription drugs without the proper authorization. In this case, the family may not know that it is dangerous. It is also important for teens to be aware of how to secure prescription drugs for teens that they may receive from friends or relatives. While the internet is a viable source for such drugs, it remains dangerous to purchase them online. Methamphetamines. The use of methamphetamines among teenagers is especially alarming. Almost 7% of high school seniors report using methamphetamine at least once in their lifetimes. In addition, nearly 2% report using the drug in the past month. Meth is associated with serious health risks, including a rapid heart rate and damage to the brain's small blood vessels. An overdose can result in hypothermia, convulsions, and even death. While teen drug abuse can seem difficult to comprehend, the good news is that fortunately, the disease can be treated and recovery is possible. Teens who use drugs often experience a surge of positive feelings in the short term. However, these effects are fleeting and come with a long-term price. Eventually, the teens will develop addiction and brain damage from continued use of these substances. Approximately 2 million people in the United States reported using meth in 2018. While a meth addiction is not as severe as a mental disorder, it can damage major organs and lead to serious physical problems. In fact, methamphetamines cause more damage to the brain in teens than in adults. In addition to the physical effects, the brain is still developing. Teens who use meth are more likely to develop mental health problems as they grow. Methamphetamine is a highly addictive stimulant that can lead to addiction in just one use. Meth can cause a rush of dopamine, a neurotransmitter responsible for regulating mood, motivation, and memory, among other functions. When smoked, meth causes a short-term rush that lasts anywhere from 6 to 8 hours. The effects of meth use last anywhere from 8 to 24 hours, and then gradually fade. The study design included 2 types of youth who reported using MA and other illicit drugs. The findings showed a 2-fold association between methamphetamine abuse and other forms of illicit drugs. However, the association was not statistically significant. The research sample was mainly comprised of youth who were involved in drug abuse at a younger age. Furthermore, the participants were recruited from various environments, including school settings, juvenile detention centers, and community outreach centers.